Let's try another one.
What is this? This stuff puts her in a mood, doesn't it? What is this, huh?
Black Magic Woman.
Black Magic.
Oh, that's sexy. Oh, don't change your evil ways. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carlos Santana. Hey, all right. You have a few fans in the audience today, Carlos.
Thank you for listening.
Oh, yes. I've forgotten how wonderfully sexy your music is.
Oh, thank you so much.
It really is. 20 years. What is the secret to maintaining popularity the way you have for such a long time? So few bands do that.
A lot of people pray for us and for me, you know, on the road. But God's grace, really. I'm very grateful to be here. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to serve, and I love the band, and thank you for listening.
Oh, that's nice. But there's got to be some business reasons, something about your music that keeps you in the public eye.
We tried as much as possible, consciously and unconsciously, I believe, to keep a positive image, you know, towards the listener, regardless of age or nationality or religion. You know, that means a lot to us. And the tone is our face, you know. If we cultivate soulfulness, sincerity, simplicity, people are going to listen, you know, 'cause
What do you think of some of the bands that do really strange things to get attention? They dress, I mean, they paint up their faces. They're grotesque in many ways. They do grotesque things on stage.
Well, there's entertainment and there's music. You know, it's just really that simple, you know. We don't deal with illusion, we deal with reality. We deal with, you know, we were just in Budapest and also East Berlin, and it was wonderful to see how people, we are all unique individuals. The most beautiful gift that we have, God gave to us, is uniqueness, individuality. And having gone to Berlin and seeing this, we saw how, you know, it's inspiring, you know, to see other countries and how we can learn from them a lot of beautiful things. Because, again, you're nothing unless you're an individual first, you know. And I think a lot of people identify with this band and they find their own identity, you know, in the sound and in the message of the lyrics and what's inside the sound, you know. So I'm grateful for the identity, you know.
That's great. How did you get your start? How did Santana start?
Well, I guess my father taught me just about everything that I know musically.
He's a mariachi.
Right.
Yes.
And in Tijuana, I learned a lot about street music, street social music. There's a lot of things that you learn in Tijuana about music direct, how you affect people. You know, you can inspire or seduce, you know, uplift or knock down, you know. So then here in San Francisco in the 60s, I got the education of a lifetime, because in San Francisco, it's a renaissance of art, culture. You remember the 60s?
I sure do.
Where all the music was like rivers. Ravi Shankar, Jimi Hendrix, Otis Redding, you know. And at the same time, there's room for Sarah Vaughan and Duke Ellington, you know.
Certainly.
And so coming to San Francisco at the right time made me realize that I wanted to be a musician rather than just one idiom. I like all music from the world, as long as it's tenga alma, you know.
Yeah, we lost a real important guy this weekend, Turk Murphy. Did you know Turk?
No, I never met him.
Beautiful, beautiful music. And you incorporate, he of course, Dixieland jazz. You incorporate jazz, you incorporate soul, you incorporate, of course, the Latin and the rock sound. Who are your mentors? Who are the people who really influenced your music, do you think?
Well, in the beginning was B.B. King, and then Gabor Savo, Wes Montgomery, you know, people like that. And nowadays, Anita Baker, people like that. You know, there's, you just gotta keep your eyes and your mind and your heart open, you know, because it's boring to eat the same thing in the menu, you know. So, so you know, you gotta just listen to a lot of music and see how it can fit to you, how you can, you know, tailor it to fit you,
Right,
you
right.
know. And,
Now, over the years, your band has changed in terms of personnel. You know, it happens with most bands. People come and go. Has that been hard to kind of keep the philosophy and the entity of Santana together with the different people coming and going?
no, because basically the vision is the same. We want to inspire people to dream. You know, we want to inspire the teenagers, and all of us are teenagers, you know. So to inspire them to dream and dare to make your dreams a reality, and not at the expense of anybody. You know, this is the land of opportunities. You know, and if you look at something positive, we don't believe in the word impossible. We believe that, you know, it's full of possibilities.
Sure.
You know, so most of the people who come into this band, we try to consciously and unconsciously again create an environment where they identify with that. You know, you get what you put into, and there's room for everybody. We believe in passing the ball, like basketball. You know.
How do you see the music business as an entity in itself? I would think that it's a tough business, a lot of pressure. How do you deal with that?
I have friends who take care of that duty for us.
The business side.
Right, because my heart and my mind is not equipped for that. I'm equipped for music and bringing the best, if possible, out of the moment, you know, in melody and in rhythm, you know. So I deal with music, the life of music, not the business of art, you know, or anything to do with the business like that. And so it's easier for me. I don't have all this pressures.
Right.
You know,
So you know where your strengths are. Carlos Santana. That's not fair. We want to hear some more, and we all want to dance. You had a question. Go ahead.
Yes, in all the years that I've listened to you, it seems like when you're playing, you're searching for something. Do you understand what I'm trying to ask you? Do you know what it is that you're searching for? I mean, that's the feeling that I get from your playing. Like when you're soloing and you're out there, it seems like you're searching for something.
The beauty of losing yourself and finding yourself is what all of us identify with. You know, there's a lot of beauty in a 2-year-old who doesn't know how to fabricate anything. He just does it, you know. And a lot of times to get to a point where your music sounds very appealing and attractive and intoxicating is striking that umbilical cord, pinching the people. And the way to pinch them, you know, if you see somebody walking in a tightrope, if he does it perfectly, it's boring. You know, so you gotta almost look like you're gonna fall and there's no net in the ground, and you know, you gotta, that's part of it, you know.
Okay, well, this isn't a question, but a comment. I'd just like to say, as far as identity, me being a musician now, I'd like to thank, you know, you for your music gave me an identity, because I didn't know, you know, if I was going to be a musician till I ran across your music. So I'd just like to say thanks.
Thanks for listening.
That's great. Good. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yeah, Carlos, I wanted to ask you, what's it feel like to play with some of your old band members, like Greg Rawlings, Neil Sean, Chipito?
Oh,
You did that recently for Bill Graham, right?
We did that last August. I'm very grateful, man. The chemistry is still intact, you know. I'm grateful to God that we're all still on this planet doing it, you know, and I got a great joy and delight out of, you know, sharing the stage with these musicians. They're all great musicians.
Your relationship with Bill Graham. We all saw the Pac Bell commercial. That was wonderful.
Oh, you
What
know,
is your-
Bill Graham is my brother. He's always claimed the band, and he's always gone out of his way to open the doors for our music a lot.
Yeah, Carlos, I want to ask you about playing in Budapest and also in East Germany. What was it like playing in a communist country, and how the people received you? I mean, and the government, how they received you?
Here, you world tour.
That's a very good question. You know, there's somehow a lot of negative media, you know, the way they portray Americans, it's not the way they see us over there, you know. our band, before we play one note in East Berlin, we have proven to them that as Americans we can get along and we have a common goal. We have a crystallized vision and a mission, you know. So before we played one note, they knew that we were together. You know, Canadians, blacks, Mexicans, Cubans, Jewish, you know. And sometimes they try to convince us that we can't get along because, you know, we don't have a common goal. And, you know, it's easy when you're all Japanese or all German, but playing over there, once we hit and they realized it was magic, we did cry, you know. We cried tears of gratitude, and one is, cameramen were crying, you know, people were crying, musicians were crying, because we realized that we can live together with dignity and respect for each other, you know, and it'll work. They forgot to say that there was 200 tickets request, you know, because we could only play for 8,000 because of the circumstances, you know. I'm grateful that the government invited us, because if the government don't let you in, you just ain't good.
That's right, that's right.
So,
And of course, music is an international language, isn't
right.
it? Yeah.
Carlos, could you tell us what's happening this Saturday at the Mission Cultural Center?
You guessed
Oh,
my
thank
next
you.
question. The Mission Cultural Center is honoring you.
Right, I'm very, very grateful and very honored, you know, to be part of a movement like so supremely important like the Mission Cultural Center. You know, as you know, 2 years ago I mentioned to Bill and a few people that I said, you know, here in the Bay Area there's a lot of talent untapped. You know, like in Los Angeles they have a corral for writers and directors and movie this and actors and everything. We have people in here, supremely talented and gifted. And because of the Mission Cultural Center, I think it's going to be like fame, but instead of being school, it's the real deal. You know? And you have rooms for people to learn how to dance, all kinds of dance, traditional and Afro, ballet, you know, they create posters. In other words, we're coming together as a cultural people, like in the 60s, and we're creating a rainbow of talents.
Right.
And I'm very grateful to be part of this.
And I know what they're doing is a 20-year retrospective on your career with the band. Pictures and what all will be found there? Albums, pictures?
It's a combination of all kinds of things. All the music and the times and you know, it's just so many things. I'm very grateful to my wife, Debbie Santana, to Ray Esler, to Oscar, to everybody, Renee, everybody involved with this, because I came from 10 weeks in Europe, and I came in and I saw what they're doing, and I was really overwhelmed. My head was dizzy, you know. I said, well, I just play the guitar. What's the big deal, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he just plays the guitar. Well,
very grateful.
The Mission Cultural Center, of course, exists all year round, but the specific retrospective on Santana's life is actually starting on the 9th. You're having a special private cocktail party, I think, on the 6th. On the 11th, there's a public reception, but the actual exhibit starts on the 9th and goes for 6 weeks. So if you'd like to get out to it, please give our hotline a call, because we have all the information on there. Also, Carlos is going to be performing at the Greek Theater in Berkeley on June 13th, so you can get out there and see him do his thing. Do we have any more music that we can play before we say goodbye to Carlos? Ah, good. Thank you. We'll be back with more in a minute. Thank you, Carlos.